Whity show.
The Whity show, the Whity show.
Whity show.
I'm the review who loves to say son of a bitch. The same review who hates most Nintendo shit. I'm the one who calls games what they are. I even own the 360 and hate Gears of War. Guy who spends his money on games, fucking cards. Just a funny guy who became a YouTube star.
So pretty much the story in Dragon Quest VIII is that this jester type mage kind of guy, he steals a scepter from a castle and pretty much turns the castle and everybody in the castle into a frickin' plant. So the only 3 people that survive is you, but you don't turn into a plant, you're just you, while the king and the princess turn into some weird crap. The king turns into a troll and then the princess turns into a horse. So you're following this guy named Dulmagus. And while he's going around the country just wreaking havoc and killing people, and you're out for revenge, and you want your castle back.
So basically you have these group of characters, and they have their little conversations, and this cutscenes, it's the whole RPG deal. While I don't think the story is like the greatest story around there, it's basically go save, everybody by killing the bad guy. It's not a very hard story. I did like that they talk to each other at night with conversations, and they kind of build their character. Though I have to say the whole British accent I wasn't feeling. And it's not really so much racist as I can't stand how they talk. But I'm sorry, I just can't, my British fans, I can't stand that voice. But everybody else that can stand British voices, if you like British voices, you'll probably like the characters in this game. But the main story isn't the greatest story around.
No, it's pretty linear. I mean, there's really nothing much to the story besides you're just following this guy around to try and take out revenge, I guess.
The graphics of Dragon Quest are pretty nice. I like that they're cel-shaded. A lot of games don't want to take a chance because they think it looks a little too cartoony. But I think it worked in its favor here. And the actual art design is, well, the Dragon Ball Z guy. I mean, the main character looks like Gohan and the main girl looks like Bulma. And you got all the characters that look like Dragon Ball Z characters. But I think it works in favor. It feels more like a fantasy game, and that's what the game's going for.
Yeah, I like the graphics a lot. I mean, it's really colorful, and I'm a big fan of like colorful stuff.
So overall, I think the graphics are well done. In Dragon Quest VIII's gameplay, it's similar to a lot of old school RPGs. It's turn-based. It's attack, defend, use a magic spell, watch the thing go, and then watch the next guy fight. A lot of people are turned off by that, so if you don't like the whole turn-based thing, this game isn't for you. If you do like it, however, the game does improve over Dragon Quest, the earlier ones like 4, 5, and 6, where you actually see your characters now, you actually see full animations, and for any fan of Dragon Quest, I'm sure they're going to like that new addition to the game.
Yeah, and then another thing they added too was like a skill point thing where every time you level you get a certain amount of skill points that you can add to a weapon that you want to use, and then certain weapons do certain things with a certain character, or you can just fight with your fist. And then there's another thing that you can level up, which is kind of like your character's part of their personality, like courage or humanity and whatnot. So I mean, that's pretty cool too, because they come with very amazing things. Like one of the characters, he can call on people to come and fight with them. But other than that, that's about it for the leveling up for the skill thing.
And also they put in this thing, which is in other Final Fantasies, and I don't believe it was in another Dragon Quest, but basically you get a ship throughout the game, not right away, and with the ship you can travel around to different parts of the world in the game, and you can see new monsters, you can fill your monster encyclopedia or whatever it is, and of course level up and all that. So it's always a nice addition, and the world is pretty big in this game. So overall, if you can deal with the old school type gameplay, I think you'll really enjoy Dragon Quest, but if you're done with the slower paced gameplay, you'll probably be bored of this game pretty quick.
Yeah, the only thing I had a problem with was just the protagonist. He's a silent protagonist, and I don't really like that. And then another thing too is that, I mean, the game's pretty easy, but some of the boss battles are pretty difficult. And then sometimes if you get into an area where your level's too low and you're fighting against just regular monsters that's trying to level up, I mean, some of those regular battles can take up to 15 to 20 minutes because the monsters you're fighting can resurrect the dead or call on friends to fight with them, which can last a pretty long time. I enjoyed the game. I'm a big fan of the turn-based RPGs. And the only problem with the game, I think, is just the silent protagonist, and that it is a pretty linear story, unlike Final Fantasy, where you have like a couple other side stories with the game. And I didn't really like the voice acting too much. I'm also not a big fan of the British accents. Other than that, I mean, the game's pretty easy to pick up. It's hard to master, and I think that's it.
Overall, I did really like the game. It's just that, Japanese RPGs, you have to either like them or you won't. And this is a slower paced RPG. You will spend most of your time in battles. Really, if they can ever improve these games even more, make them maybe action based, I wouldn't mind. But Dragon Quest works with the turn based. As I said, you actually have these conversations with the characters, so that kind of makes you feel like you know these characters and everything. But I really can't stand the voice acting either. It is an annoying thing. But again, this is not for everybody. Everybody else can like British voice acting. I just can't. And the game is long though, so if you're looking for a game to fill a lot of hours, this game will last you probably over 40, 50 hours.
Like 90 to 100.
There you go, 90 to 100. I don't know if you want to spend that long. I don't know if you actually have a life. But if you don't, this game is definitely worth picking up. Even if it's old, it's still one of the best looking PS2 games. Well, Dragon Quest... See, that's what I mean. I just say some stupid words like that. I know. I hate her voice.
Yeah, whose name is Dolmagus. Dolmagus. I messed up.
That's fine.
So you're fond of this guy named Dolmagus.